I welcome to all to the course of Repair and Rehabilitation of Structures. In this session, I would like to explain one of the topic in Unit 4, that is concrete structures underwater repair. So this topic is the one of the special structures, and these special structures require a special repairing technique are required. In Unit 4th, we have a 5 topics. First one, concrete structure underwater, and second one, bridges, repairs to bridges, and third one, repairs to water tanks, and fourth one, repairs to tunnels, and fifth one, repairs to the dams. So out of five topics, one of the first and major important topic, that is concrete structures underwater repairs. See how we are repairing of underwater structures, what are the techniques are used, and in normal way on the earth surface or above the water. See how we are repairing those concrete structures, as same below the water. If it is a repair to below water structures, how we will repair, and what are the parameters or what are the techniques are required in this underwater concrete structures. So let us discuss briefly. First, before going to understanding the repairing techniques, let's see the introduction about underwater repair. So many of the techniques are available for above water repair, can be used underwater with only minor modifications. Say in normal above water, on the surface, on the earth surface, some of the techniques are available, some of the methods are there, some of the procedures are there, and those similar procedures and those similar techniques are same will be used for underwater concrete structures also, but whereas a minor modification, the material specified for use in air, and however often completely unsuitable for underwater use. So whereas a same similar with a minor modification, but will be complicated, the materials used in the underwater concrete structures. So the major effects that underwater working has a repair operation are summarized as follows. So if you see comparing about the cost will be more when we are repairing a underwater structures, because the difficulty of underwater working repair also is a complex problem. So it required major operations, and it carried out a repair site and minimized the simple as possible as. So the method of repair must be tailored, it's suitable for available method of access, and how we are preparing a damaged area of underwater structures. See by what techniques are adopted. So if you see in underwater structures, concrete structures, if you want to know the what type of exactly damages are happened, so with the help of using some equipments or some missions, we need to identify the damaged portion of the underwater concrete structures. So some adopt some techniques. One technique is there, that is a diving technique. So we'll discuss how the using of diving techniques to identify the damages in underwater concrete structures. So whenever identifying the damages, care must be should be taken to ensure the area is not contaminated prior the application of the repair materials. So whatever we are observing, whatever we are inspection of a damaged area, and care must and should be taken, and also whatever the material selected for the underwater concrete structures during the placement and during the curing periods. So select appropriate materials and select a suitable materials to construct the or to repair the underwater concrete structures. Mainly cementitious systems are mainly adopted materials, and placement methods and formwork must and should be adapted to minimize the mixing repair material and water, and checking during repairing operations and regular inspection on the completion is difficult and costly to achieve the underwater. So whenever the operation of a repair, so it will be difficulty and costly, because if you're not a proper maintenance, if you're not a maintain a proper sequence of methods or steps, so it will be complicated, and it will be damages again. So a proper economical way, we should be repair those underwater concrete structures. So the cost of the failed repairs, so if it is a improper way of application of repair, so again the failure is happens. So if it is a failure is happens, so the cost will be automatically more. So the cost of failed repairs is also there is therefore high. So hence important laboratory trials on both repair materials and methods to carry out the identify the possible problem of area, and site operations also. So we already discussed the repair of a concrete structures under presence many complex problems are happen, very difficult problems are happen. So whatever the application of basic repair procedures, whatever the procedure to applying a repair or to repair those damaged portions, and whatever the materials, those are similar to the required in the typical concrete repair. Generally above water, which means on the surface, we have constructed so many buildings or some structures. So whatever the repairing materials, the repairing procedure are used, so the same similar procedure also used in underwater concrete structures also. So in underwater concrete structure, there is a harsh environmental condition will be there, because some salty conditions and some chloride conditions, some high temperature and low temperature is there. So though because of that, a specific problem is associated with working underwater. And a splash zone area, many problems is there, will be some zones are is there, some splash zone, tidal zone and submerged zone. So those zones, splashes zone may affect more than other zones. The repair of concrete underwater is usually difficult, required as special products. We already discussed it. Underwater concrete structure has a many complex problem, and many it is difficult. So it required specialized products and specialized systems. The service of highly qualified and experienced professionals also required to do the repairs. And proper evaluation of the present condition of the structure is the essential of the first step for designing of long term repairs. So we need to identify, we need to evaluate the whatever the condition of the existing structure. So that is considered the first step for design of long term repair. To be most effective, the long term evaluation required a historical information on the structure and its environment. See, once we are identifying the present condition of the structures, then we need to go, you need to search, you need to evaluate the historical information only, or what are the loading conditions, and how, what are the materials are used in the starting of the design of or construction of the underwater concrete structures. So those details you need to identify, and you need to evaluate the for the purpose of further step. The comprehensive documentation of the cause and extent of deterioration. See, the information will be a comprehensive manner and documentation manner, and how much extent of deterioration, and accurate design criteria and proper repairing techniques and quality assurance of installation procedure, there will be all are helping to longevity of the repairs, or the lifespan of the repairs. See, water that contain oxygen and contaminate that cause aggressive attack on the concrete. We already know that. So underwater concrete structures means the water which is a sea water or some river water. So the water which contain a salty nature, or some oxygen or some contaminants are attacking on the concrete. So we need to know what are the underwater repair concrete and specialized high technical part of concrete repair technology is required. So in this present problem of selecting appropriate repair materials and methods of maintaining quality control not normally associated with repair above water. Above water is slightly different, and below the water also different. Some sound engineering and quality workmanship and high performance product and systems are extremely important for repairing underwater concrete structures. A successful repair can achieve, so whenever a proper materials used, whenever a proper techniques used, after completion of repair, after completion of a successful repair can be achieved, and when these factors are considered carefully and properly implemented, whenever properly implemented and carefully, then will be success of repair. See now, what are the effects of environmental condition that changes the rate of repair? An environmental condition is there. There will be 5 environmental conditions which are primarily affect on the underwater concrete structures, mainly water temperature, oxygen content, water pH, salinity, and sulfates. Coming to the water temperature, warm water accelerate chemical reactions, which means sometimes the water temperature is more and sometimes the water temperature is less. So due to the fluctuations, which will leads to the corrosion, or which may inhibit the corrosions. And oxygen content, if increased in oxygen content, the water promoted corrosion. And wave action, turbulence, and water flow rate, so bring the oxygen to the submerged elements. And water pH, generally the water pH, how if it is a more than 7, then it is as a alkalinity nature. If it is a less than 7, then it is treated as a acidic natures. So acidic nature, it will be leads to the corrosion. So that's why you need to identify when the content of acidic nature is present in the sea water, that changes that salt content, that less than 7 pH value, it will be deteriorate of concrete materials, which means changes its original materials. The next, salinity. Salinity means the chloride present on the salt water. So when chloride from a salt facilitate corrosion, it will be leads to the corrosion. Sea water has a salt content generally approximately 3.5 percentage, which means if it is a corrosion rate are generally observed with brackish water with salt content around 1 percentage. If it is a 1 percentage of salt content, then the corrosion rate is more. Now it is a 3.5 percentage of salt content, which means a major effect on the concrete underwater concrete structures. And sulfates, in seawater have content of sulfate also, which produce concrete deterioration. Now what are the techniques are available to identify the damages in underwater concrete structures? So one is the main important technology, that is diving technology. In diving technology also 3 types of categories. One is manned diving with 1 atmosphere armored unit, and second one manned submarine, and third one remotely operated vehicles. And first 2 types of diving technology, which is related to the human are enter into the water body below the water, then with the help of some equipments, with the help of some machineries, so to know identify the what exactly damages are attacking on the underwater concrete structures. And manned submarine also same, through a submarine man or humans or divers enter into the water body and to know identify the damages. So with the help of breathing operation or uh, breathing equipment. And third one, a remotely operated vehicle, ROV. So in remotely operated vehicle, there is no humans are required. The remote will be transferred or sent to into the water body, and whatever the using cameras or videos, then whatever the on the earth surface they are observing, with the help of videos and cameras, what type of exactly damages are attacking on the underwater structures. This is the diagram of work class remotely operated vehicle diagram, and manning diving is the traditional method of performing tasks underwater, but the diver is equipped with a life support system that provide breathable air and protection from the elements. So in manned driving system, scuba is one of the famous for Andaman Nicobar দ্বীপ, and like what in those areas the scuba technique are used. And the performance of duty is higher than 1 atmosphere, which means the ambient pressure causes multiple psychological changes within the human body. And for example, if it is a industrial standards, if the divers are enter into the water body, if it is the work being performed 60 feet or 20 meters, the diver can only work approximately 60 minutes only. So 60 feet depth, so can work only approximately 60 minutes without a special precautions. But 30 feet or 10-meter depth, there is an unlimited period of time they are working. But if it is a 30 minutes work time, 90 feet 30-meter depth, 30 minutes work will be completed or available time for repairing of underwater concrete structures. So if manned diving is deeper than 60 meters, so this type of compressed air is not used. Rather than compressed user, or instead of compressed air, use a mixture of gases. And this is the typical repair zones: submerged zone, tidal zone, and exposed zone. The bottom of the portion to the middle, where the maximum level of water, that is indicated as a submerged level, and above the maximum level of water to maximum height of water, it will be indicated as a tidal zone. Then above the water table, it is a splash zone, and above splash zone there is a open area is there. From the totally from open area on the top surface to splash zone, it is indicated as a exposed zone. So these are the types of zones available on the underwater concrete structure. So this is one is that diving techniques is the one of the important techniques to identify the damages in underwater concrete structures. So this is about the first topic, that is concrete repair underwater concrete structures, for identify how we are identifying the damages in underwater concrete structures.